everybody, this is Angelica. How are you? This video is about a topic that I've wanted to do for a little while now, and I'm going to go ahead and do it today. The title is, What are Dark Entities? So I will speak on this topic, of course, with my own experience and the things that I know about dark entities, and trying to piece together exactly, what this is about. Because people have a lot of different opinions and a lot of different feelings about it. And so I'll give you my best reasoning behind what I think dark entities actually are. So we'll first look at some of the ways in which people may try to understand what the dark entities are. So some of them are that some people are just evil. They come here and they're born evil, and they have darkness within them, rooted within the fabric of who they are, and that's just it for them. They basically don't have a chance of becoming love, and they're here to destroy and sidetrack other people. Well, that's one thing I've heard. And it can seem that way. I've even thought at times that could be a possibility, because sometimes you just are like, whoa, what is this person doing? Okay. And then there's another I think another idea that there's this dark energy. And when I say dark, I don't mean like, there's light and dark, but like this kind of like evil energy that's like out to get people or humanity in general. And that's the dark energy that I'm talking about. So because obviously we see here on the planet that things are not, happy and bright and light and love all the time. So we definitely are dealing with these energies. And so it's my it's my understanding that once we really get a good handle on what this actually is, we can start to dissolve it by just having awareness on this subject. So another thing is that this one I've kind of like really clung to in the past, which is there's these dark forces, right? Like the evil and the light alien beings, and the dark alien beings, which aren't even on the planet, are in a sense sending darkness down through certain people who are open to this particular darkness because of their lifestyle or the way that they live. They're more open to darkness, which of course, if people are doing things that are harmful to themselves, or if they are using drugs or alcohol, of course they're going to be more open to these dark entities. But there's an understanding, or there's a viewpoint out there that there is this dark and light force. I mean, even in like the Bible, okay, the darkness and the light. So there's these dark entities that are controlling people on the planet, that are creating the wars and the destruction and the craziness. And so basically, what does that do? That takes us out of control of our own lives. And it's like, well, what do we do? There's something up there that is controlling the planet and what is actually occurring here. So we're just basically in a never-ending battle when we think about it that way, because it seems very overwhelming, right? So that's one viewpoint. And, so those are a couple of viewpoints. There's many more. But instead of focusing on, what as we try to figure out what is this dark energy, I'm going to give you my explanation and my current understanding, because my current understanding, it always changes. Our understanding of what's actually happening here on the planet is constantly growing. Sorry, I've been kind of sneezing. It's started raining today for the first time in a long time, so I don't know if that made stuff come up in the air. I don't know. Anyway, my understanding, because I've seen the dark entities, that there was one point, if you saw, I have another video on my channel where I talk about seeing the dark entities around people, because I used to be really open and loving and just like la 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 and just love everybody, and I'd get myself kind of involved in situations that were not to my best benefit. In fact, they would somehow, I would get wrapped up in it, and it would take years and years to get myself unraveled sometimes. Anyway, so I was shown that there are these dark entities, but what actually are they? Or like, why do some people have constant struggle with these dark forces and others don't have constant struggle with these dark forces? So there's a lot of different dimensions, and there's a lot of different angles that this takes. What I've understood about my own personal experience is that when I was shown the dark beings, I also, in alignment with that experience, went through a reworking and a very deep, purging of my own pain that I'd experienced up until that point in my lifetime here on Earth. And so I've had to go through different situations that have been, not love and light, in order to have compassion, in order to understand what others are going through here on Earth. Because we come here, if we're spiritual and we're on a spiritual path, sometimes we come here from other places, and in those other places in the galaxy or the universe, this kind of thing is not going on. So we, in a sense, volunteered to come down to Earth, inhabit a physical body, and take on the pain that has been rampant here on Earth for a very long time. Now, I'm not exactly sure where it stems from or originates from, but as things progress, we are coming into more alignment with a balanced state of love. So it's not about the high highs or the low lows. It's more of a balance. But we kind of have to let go of the idea that there's this evil force that no matter what we do out there, it's going to come and destroy the work that we've already done. So back onto the story of my experience. So when I went through that really deep, dark time where I had to go through my own experiences that I had lived through on this planet, my past beliefs, my past patterning, my own stuff that I had accumulated here, I saw a lot of dark beings. There was a lot of darkness out there. And, it's really easy when you feel that the darkness is outside of you, that you feel kind of like a victim, because you're like, wow, there's so much out there, and I'm just so sensitive and vulnerable and scared, and how am I ever going to fight against these evil forces? Well, as we have come down to Earth, inhabited these bodies, and have begun to work through our own stuff as we've accumulated it in this lifetime. Maybe some people have had other lifetimes. I'm not saying that people haven't. I know that people have. I haven't had another lifetime besides this one, yet I still have to transmute and deal with energies that are not necessarily mine, but are stemming from my experiences that I've had since childhood, and that are also out there in humanity. So as I heal my own stuff, I develop compassion and understanding for what is actually going on this planet. And so I can understand it fully as I inhabit this physical body, and I can heal it within me, which sends out a signal and an energy that heals it on the planet. Now that's something else that I've talked about. But another thing that I've noticed as I've healed myself, I've noticed that the energies around me that are dark or evil or this or people are out to get me or all those things that we think when we're going through this, they've gone away. And I have a new perspective now. And the perspective is when I'm having a bad day, when I'm going through stuff on an internal level, it really does appear like people are out to get me. It appears that there's this evil plot and, you know, it's occurring because it doesn't want me to move forward into creating this light and love within humanity. So as far as dark entities, dark forces, the darkness goes, and all darkness is not bad, but I'm trying to explain this in the best way that I know how and the best way that I have understanding about this. The dark entities are really within us, if that makes sense. And it may not, and it may, but this is just my experience. So sometimes it's not that we come here with dark entities or anything like that. We come here in this time right now to heal humanity on earth. Now, whatever's occurred before then, whatever, we can let that go. That is the past. We are here now, and we are living in a time where the earth is going through a transition and is becoming light and love. So in that, we are having to move these things, in a sense, through our physical bodies in order to transmute them into a higher vibration of love. And it doesn't mean that it's you or me. It doesn't mean that I came here and I had all this evil energy and now I've done all these things wrong and now I have to fix it. No, there's no blaming. We don't have to be victims. We are just working. We're working here. We're doing the work that's required to raise the vibration on the planet. So I think when we have a different perspective on dark entities and darkness in general, it's easier for us to move forward and know that we came here to help and that we are not necessarily dark or they are not necessarily dark. It's all like one big lesson. So if there's things out there that bother you or that are really upsetting to you, then if we can harmonize that and heal that and balance that within ourselves and kind of just have a neutral stance on the situation, it oftentimes just dissipates. The feeling that we get within our physical bodies about what this actually means to us, this so dark or so evil, you know, or whatever, will dissipate once we come into alignment with our true being and once we have a greater understanding of what this process is actually about and what we're actually doing here to harmonize it. So I really hope that this makes sense. This is the understanding that I have at this moment. I think taking responsibility for your own life in particular is an extremely beneficial thing, because as each one of us takes responsibility for our lives and our situations, even if they're really difficult, you know, I've not had an easy life. My life has not been easy. My life has been extremely difficult. And so there's many times that I could just slip into poor me victim mode. And, you know, sometimes I do, but it happens very rarely in comparison to what it used to be. especially when I was opened up to my own gifts and talents and abilities, because I became very sensitive and I was like, whoa. A lot of things were very shocking to me. If we can take the blame out of it, and don't blame yourself for these things. This is a hard place to live. Earth is not an easy place to be, So give yourself some gratitude for choosing to come here and be here right now and to do this work, because this is not an easy assignment. This is not. And I believe, and I'll end the video with this, I believe that everyone has within them the ability to step into their full awakened state of love. And I don't think anybody born on this planet is inherently evil or dark. Whatever they come here with, whatever they have to work through, they can choose to work through it or not, is actually a gift. And if you can work through that stuff, then that becomes the greatest gift that you could ever give to humanity, because then you can really, really understand and have true compassion for others going through it. And when we all understand each other, and when we're all on the same page, and we can all feel in alignment and feel this oneness, that's how the earth heals. It's the blaming of, oh, that is not okay, that is okay, you have to be like this or that we're balancing now, because we're realizing that we're all doing the best that we can, and a lot of people have more pain than others, and usually if you do, it's meant for your work here. So if you can move through that pain and kind of let go of the why me victim and step into your true power, then that is when your gifts become, so powerful, because that is what you came here to do. So that's where I'm at. I don't feel that anything outside of you can come into your space and get you for no reason. I don't believe that. I believe that everything is set up for a specific purpose. Now, if we don't get the message, if we don't move into our empowerment, if we don't listen to the subtle messages that are trying to come towards us and take those in and learn from them and grow, then we will have struggle. That's just the bottom line. And there's no, evil aliens out there that are trying to, destroy us. Okay, well, this video is over now. I love you all, and thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.